Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't posted in a long time, so to start the channel again, I decided to do a video that is a little bit different from the others that I have. I'll be showing my Avatar collection, all my books and comics that I have, and I'll explain a little bit their story and what they have inside, what they include. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's go to the video. So let's start. This is the first book of the comic collection that I don't know how to call it. It's like a saga that has 6 books. The first one is this one, that is The Promise, and it starts right after the series end, and it's a story like Zuko make Aang do a promise that if he starts acting like Ozai, he should kill him. And the book is basically about this promise and all the things that happen while they're also trying to take the people from the Fire Nation from the colonies, so there's a bunch of political stuff involved, and it's a really great book. This book is bigger than the smaller version. This book comes in actually 3 versions, all of the books from the saga, and this one is the bigger one, and it has the comments from the drawers and writers of the book. And in the back also has some sketches of the stories, pages, places, and all this type of stuff. How they also redraw the characters, the main characters, because this is the first one, so they show how the artist decided to do. As you can see, like there's Aang, Sokka, and all these characters. And it's a really cool book because it has all these comments from the creators, and you can see what they were thinking when they were writing the story. So this is the search, and you can see it's the same thing basically, all of these books. This one, they go after Zuko's mother, Ursa, the whole book is about that. As you can see, there's a lot of, again, of the comments and all the stuff, and the smaller version doesn't have these comments, so that's basically the main difference. Also, this version is more of a collector stuff, so that's why it's bigger, it's to show in your place, I don't know. So you can see there's also the sketches of everything of the book, and it's a fun story, this one, why I got 3 of them. Because first of all, when I was buying all of the 6 books, I accidentally bought this one on the smaller version, and then somebody wanted to give me a gift, and I said, okay, I want the bigger version so I can have it all right, and then I got the bigger version, but I forgot that, and when my father was coming to Brazil, I was like, hey dad, I need this book, and he got me, and now I have 3 of the same book. So this is the smaller version, as you can see. It's really the same size, so they just adapted from this book to the other one and added the comments. This is The Rift. This book talks a lot about Toph and Aang. They're like the most main characters in this book, especially Toph. There's a whole story of this island, and there's a lot about Yang Sheng on this book too. So it's fun to see stories about all their avatars. There's also the novels that are about Yang Sheng that I'll show later. My favorite from this collection, I would say, is the search, because they go after Zuko's mother, the biggest mystery of all. But this one is a really good book too. Now let's move on to the next book, and this book is Smoke and Shadow. This is a really good book, and a bunch of kids are disappearing, and there's this legend of the Kemurikaji that are like ghosts, I don't know how to explain, that go after children. This book is actually 3 books inside one. So every one of these 6 books is a trilogy, you know? You can see here, there's the big book and there's the 3 parts of it. So you can see there's still the covers of it inside this big book. Like I was saying, there was 3 versions, you know? There's the bigger one, the smaller one that I have, and the other one that are 3 smaller books about the same story, you know? So now we'll move to North and South. This book is a really good book. It talks about Sokka and Katara a lot and the changes that happen in the South Pole. Because, you know, the Northern is a lot more modernized and new. So this book, they go back to home and they see a lot of changes that happen throughout the year they were gone traveling with Aang. So it's a really, really good book, especially because they focus on Sokka, that is my favorite character particularly. And now we'll go to the last book, that is Imbalance. This one, like I said, is drawn by another person, as you can see here. They look a lot more mature in this book, I would say. I really think the style gave like them a older look. So I really like, cause like closer to Korra, so they're already growing up a little bit. It shows the story of the beginning of Republic City, and it shows a lot of the beginning of the conflict between non-benders and benders. So we already see a little bit of the start of the Equalists. Of course, it's not literally because it's a lot years before the actual Equalists, but it shows that this idea was already running through people's mind. As you can see, they're a lot more mature, they look a lot more older. Now finally we have this book that is not anymore the series, the saga, I don't know how to call it, and it's Team Avatar Tales plus The Lost Avengers, so it's 2 books. And this book is really cool because it's a lot of fan little stories that happen in the middle of the series. So it's like a lot of adventures that happen in the middle. And you can see there's a bunch of different art styles because it's from a bunch of different artists, a bunch of fans, you know. So yeah, now let's move on to the Korra books. Korra actually only have 2 books, and each one is from different artists, so it's like 2 different art styles. I like both of the art styles that they made. I really like the first one and the second one. I don't know which one I prefer. I really like Korra besides all of the stuff and hate towards it. I really think it's a pretty book, pretty story. There is a bunch of flaws, but there is a bunch of cool stuff. So it starts right after the series ended, you know, Korra and Asami go into the spirit world. And this one has a difference. As you can see, the book is smaller and doesn't have the comments. So this made me a little sad because I really like the comments from the creators, you know. You could really see what they were thinking while writing or drawing. But it's also a pretty good book. It's just a little bit smaller, so it stays a little bit off when you put besides the Yang books. They look different, but yeah, it's a really good book too. This one is a whole book that it's all about Kuvira and Kuvira's empire that still after she surrendered, they didn't want to stop. So there's a bunch of problems that Korra still has to deal with. And as you can see, there's a lot of Kuvira in this book. There's some crazy stuff that happened in this one. Now is the novel. So this is the Kyoshi novels that I bought on a box. It's a really pretty box. I am sad because like when I bought the Yangshin ones, it didn't have a box. I really like to have it. This is the first one, it's The Rise of Kyoshi. It has like two covers, this one, and when you open there's a black one. So you can see here, there's two covers, so it's really pretty, so you can protect the book, and both of the covers are really, really pretty. So it's a whole novel about the story of Kyoshi. There's two parts, of course. This is the part 1, and there's the part 2. And it basically tells her story since the beginning, like since she's discovered herself as the Avatar. You know, there's a whole deal of the second Avatar, an Avatar that was actually not the Avatar. It's a really cool story. We really love to see more of Kyoshi's background. And this is the second book. The cover of this one is not black, it's red. So it's really pretty. I really like those golden details, you know. This is the Yangshin one. You can see the cover is blue of this one. I was rereading it, so it has like page marker, you know, that I made. And as you can see, I'm a really great drawer. I did the sock art from the last episode. And there's the other one that is the Legacy of Yangshin. That is the second book. Her cover is like a purple magenta kind of color. I don't know exactly. A little bit pink too. I would say magenta. It's the right color for it. From this collection, there's actually the Roku one that released a little while ago, but I don't have it. This is the first thing that is missing from the collection. There's some others that I still don't have. And when I bought the box, it came this little, I don't know, it's like a part of the book that did not enter in the book, and it has a bunch of comments from the creator, so you can see how hard it is actually to make a book and all the details that you notice when you're writing it. So yeah, really cool little detail that come if you buy the box. So now we start with this collection that I don't know how to call it. It has 4 books, actually 5, that one that I don't have. This little box only comes with 3, that is Suki, Toph, and Katara. And the one that I don't have is Iroh one, that I'm not sure if already released. I'm pretty sure it did, so I have to get it. And this is the Azula one that did not came in the box. I really wish there was a box with all of them, because it would be really pretty. Korra also have one. As you can see, it's a little bit different down, but the back is the same, so I think it's the same collection. But this one is actually just like The Lost Adventures or Teen Avatar Tales, because it's a bunch of different stories from different people, from different fans, I guess. And this box came with this pretty, I love this poster actually, I really love this poster. I really like only the Appa part, but when you turn, it's more pretty. So I'll turn here. This is the poster. It's like the cover of the box. It's really pretty. Really love the design, the art for this one. And yeah, that's it. Now we'll move on to the Legacies books. There's 3 of these. The first one I was showing is the Legacy of the Fire Nation, and it's a really cool book because it comes with a lot of things inside. This one comes with like stickers, postcards, cards that Zuko sent to Iroh, Iroh sent to Zuko. And this one is like a book that Iroh made for Zuko about all of the history of the Fire Nation, of his family, and all this type of stuff. You see there's a bunch of little papers that you can open. It's very interactive. This one, the art style is really pretty. The other one, that is the Legacy of Aang to his son Tenzin, I think the art style is a little bit weird, but it's a really good book. It has all of the cool stuff in it, so yeah, I really recommend getting it anyway. Here you can see the cards that like Zuko sent to Iroh. This one is Aang made for Tenzin, so all about the story of his people, the start of all the story of all the nations. This one comes with some posters, like small posters, but still posters, you know. There's a little comic about the 100-Year War. There's a bunch of like scrolls, like not really scrolls, but like the scroll of the waterbending nation, you know, like showing how to do the moves and all. So yeah, it's a really cool guide, like a small guide about the Avatar universe. Really like the postcards, they're really pretty. There's from the Ba Sing Se, there's from the Fire Nation, you know, a poster from the Jasmine Dragon, and there's also about the play. This is the core one for the next avatar since she lost the connection with all of them. So yeah, it talks a lot about her gang and all of the stories that happen, all of the things that are happening in the world and the villains that she had to face. And it has a bunch of like little memories that she asked everyone to do it. And finally, in my collection, I have this little Sokka Funko Pop, because I really like Sokka, my favorite character. And Appa, that's been sitting beside the video the whole time, so I'm showing him. He's a really cool Appa, he opens his mouth and all this type of stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. That's basically all of the books that I have. There are some that are missing. So there's 5 books that are called The Art of the Animated series. These books are basically like all sketches and stuff that they made while drawing. There's 1 of Avatar and there's 4 of Korra, 1 for each season, so I'm really looking forward to having that. There's 1 that I haven't launched that is the same thing as of the treasure ones that came in the box, you know. That is from Mako, but it still has not released, so I basically cannot have it. And the Roku one that I already said, and the Iroh one that I already said too. So yeah, these are the books that are missing for me. So yeah, this is the video, guys. If you enjoyed seeing this stuff, I'll do another video about the Avatar Legends RPG, and I have all of the stuff from it, so I'll explain a little bit. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and bye!